Like we in the hood again with it.
You need more training. I need more training. You need safety valve. Yeah. You got a mental problem. He said he gonna catch a body. Everything recorded. Here right here. He said he gonna catch a body out here. Everything he came up to me with a stick.
On August 23rd, 2020, police officers on patrol in Chicago made the abrupt decision to detain a young man by the name of Leroy Kennedy. One moment, Leroy was going
And what Leroy do?
about his day, and the next, he was being tackled, his face ground into the pavement. He was resisting arrest, officers would later inform him. But the original reason they stopped him seemed to mystify everyone, including the officers themselves, who seemed intent on behaving unprofessionally throughout the encounter. Right away, we're situated in the middle of a chaotic scene fueled by an incensed mob. They've just witnessed a violent incident instigated by the police themselves.
Hey, no, chill out.
Why they violating like that though?
We'll roll your. We just you. Take the. Come on. You just busted. Okay. You just busted. Take the. You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing, bro. You playing. You better. Let me go for y'all. Helping you. Take it out. Helping you. You just this face up like this. Man, you just.
That's crazy.
He was trying to fight me. Man, you was trying to fight them. You touching me for no reason, bro. I ain't got shit on you, bro. I ain't take off running. I walked off. I ain't run. I walked off. On my head, put him in Stop pushing him, bro.
Another one, bro. Where the officers pushing motherfuckers. They really tweaking. If y'all thought last video they was tweaking, nah, this video they tweaking. What Lil Rodney do though? Lil Rodney was just walking man in his business. They just came and just snatched him up. Ooh, black. I'm disappointed in that officer, cause you feel me? You ain't have to do that. Dragged him to the ground. That ain't even how you really. I ain't never seen no officer tackle nobody like. He grabbed the man from it, pulled down, so he can go down face first. Like that was crazy.
I'm gonna get some medical attention over there.
You might expect
Whole head, top of his head leaking.
that once Leroy is in the back of the squad car, his defenders will disperse. However,
Don't nobody take care of their grass in Chicago. That shit be ugly.
this seems to have the exact opposite effect.
Bro, back up. I'll be back.
That shit stinging. They ain't have to. He ain't even try to run, bro. He was walking off, but damn. I would have rather you tase me than slam me on my head on the concrete. Cause that scratch might not ever go away. And bro went glasses. Glasses could have shattered in his eyeball and his shit could have been gone.
The chaotic scene has quickly evolved to what appears to
Two middle fingers in the air. He crazy.
be a standoff between officers and civilians. The officer, having put his hands around Leroy's neck and having thrown him to the ground, definitely doesn't appear to have been
Oh, his
warranted.
name Leroy. What Leroy do?
While exercising force against a fleeing suspect is allowed, so long as the force is reasonable under the circumstances, Leroy didn't appear to have been a fleeing suspect. He also didn't appear to have been resisting, nor did it seem he had any weapons on his person. There must be specific, articulable facts to support the exercise of force.
Turn your pastime into your full-time.
And here, we aren't seeing any.
He ain't even walk. He ain't even run or walk away. Bro just instantly grabbed him.
Give me some space. Give me some space. I'm trying to get medical attention, bro. Cause you did. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's crazy. He know he wrong. He tell me it is what it is.
That's why we don't like y'all. Kill y'all. I hate y'all. My face up, bro. I ain't got bro. I have nothing. Why y'all? What me for, bro? I walked off, bro. Nigga, move my hands. Bro, I Well, you want to search me, bro? I'll have about the cop. You search me. You can search me hands down, everything. I don't have nothing on me. Handling in the cuffs. Take control now. I got you.
Bro ain't did nothing.
Okay, now disregard. Take a disregard. Disregard. Handling in the cuffs. Augustine Hamlin. Take a disregard.
It also doesn't help that more police are joining the scene by the minute. It's hard to say who's most upset, Leroy, the crowd, or the police. One of the officers who participated in the arrest appears to be particularly agitated and takes it out on the crowd.
He tweaking.
Let's go then, skinny. Take that off, 140-pound ass. 140 pounds.
I can't even say really what I want to say up on here, bro. I can't even say really what I. A police officer trying to roast you is that shit funny because they don't even be knowing what to say for real.
Take that off.
140 pounds. He could have came trimmer than that. But what the hype trying to do? Even the hype over here.
He was not like that. He was not like that. He said, "Since I told him when you off the clock, he gonna get you every day." We did it. Bring your stay it. That's all that fuck, bro. Ain't nobody trying to tell you.
I appreciate you guys. Stay right there. It's fine.
Ain't nobody trying to tell you, bro. Why you getting all tough and down like that?
Sticks and
All the people
picking up sticks and pussy ass motherfucker. Thank you.
That man was not like that. Me and just slammed on his head.
We did. We know. We're not lying about it.
Right. Okay. Oh, what the fuck, though?
It's about we not lying about it. You can't lie about it because it's on body cam.
He choked him through the gate.
Try to talk to him.
You pulled up.
We don't need that.
Yeah, because he slammed him on the
He did. I understand. Okay? But Buddy was coming up behind him. Okay? Trying to pull him away. He was. It's on camera.
They be making up shit.
It's on camera.
That's one thing the law gonna do. They gonna make it up for it to run in their favor every time, bro. But y'all ain't had no reason to slam dude.
What's the issue?
No reason.
You need more training.
I need more training.
You need safety back. You got a mental problem. He said he's gonna catch a body. Everything recorded. Him right here. He said he gonna catch a body out here. Everything
He came up to me with a stick.
Bro, straight home. You flipped him, bro. Take that. You flipped him, bro. Take that. Flipped him, bro.
Yeah, bring that stick.
Look at his face, bro.
I'll catch a body today.
You might think you misheard the officer, but he did in fact say
He talking about he catching the officer talking about he catching a body today. He tweaking.
that he was looking to catch a body, and as he continuously points out to the crowd, it's all on video.
He don't know if he want to be an officer or something else
Oh.
or a criminal.
You picked up a bag. It's on camera. I
Right.
did. I will.
Chicago PD, just Chicago people. They just not real. What are you talking about? I'm catching a body today. It's not even funny. I'm just surprised.
Everything
Like what? What is you mad for? You slammed us to the. You slammed him to the ground. You shouldn't. You like. Why you mad? You ain't hurt.
has gotten
It's because he knows don't nobody like them.
out of hand, and the officer needs to quickly separate Leroy from the scene, Considering the number of members of law enforcement who've responded to the scene, at least 1 to 2 should be making efforts to de-escalate the situation
Oh,
and
bro.
to calm the civilians.
These officers don't got no type of de-escalation skills at all, bro. It's rare that you would see some officers on this body cam shit de-escalating something the right way.
However, what we've seen isn't consistent with this. At this point, it's clear that the officers have lost control of the situation. Irate civilians have surrounded the cruiser, and Leroy should have already been transported away from the scene.
I wasn't. Your ass was inside. I'm intimidated.
He talking about not intimidated. Of course, you got a gun, bro. He talking about not intimidated. Of course, bro. Walk through the hood with no gun and no nothing and still say not intimidated. See, and just find out. Hey, bro, it's no need. You got a badge, bro. There's no need for you to be talking trash. And you in the wrong. That. Nah,
The situation is now completely out of control. Officers are behaving unprofessionally, which tarnishes the law enforcement badge. While
bro, this makes Chicago police look like a joke right now. He talking about he finna catch a body. I want to know if he still got a job, bro. That's crazy.
they should never let their emotions be seen.
He tweaking.
Their
Crash out, bro.
anger has gotten the best of them. The civilians have a right to challenge authority, and the officers have no right to speak to the civilians the way they are, including the name-calling and
I like this narrator. Who channel is? Make sure y'all check out this channel, right? He got it.
threatening to lock them.
Well, I think this is an AI voice. They got it, bro. Because they not biased like the comments. Y'all, the comments be over biased, bro. Let's see. Let's see if it's biased. Okay. Damn, they talking about Chicago hell on earth. It ain't that bad. Yeah, no, not live, but doing the video. I was reading the comments to this video to see if they was biased, but nah, they not biased this time. But people in the comments talking about Chicago hell on earth, they tweaking. Damn, our city got a bad reputation. That's messed up. It's really nice out here though, but some parts just be wild. Alright, the comments, they ain't too biased.
Them up as you just witnessed. As the police car begins to pull away, the officer continues shouting insults out the window.
Make more than you, bro. Running. Remind me to take this.
And bro, his buddy had to tell him relax.
I got you, okay? I got you. We got you. Ain't nobody gonna treat you badly. I'm gonna get you water and everything, okay?
But based on the police treatment Leroy has experienced so far, though, these promises likely don't mean much. Back where the crowd is gathered, several bystanders attempt to explain how the situation has played out so far. The response they get is lackluster at best, if not outright dismissive.
To go see his sister, man.
Put their hand on him.
He jumped out, he grabbed him. He didn't try to get aggressive with him. He picked him up and slammed him, man. On the guy in the car.
Officer, when
The black
the
officer
gentleman
picked
told
him
him
up.
to not
Bro.
touch him, the officer got mad and choked him.
Yeah, he
and
choked
then he tried to resist. The officer took him and slammed him on the ground.
He wasn't doing nothing
Why
wrong.
did the police officer get out of the car?
We have no idea. They
Told me
parked
he was
right
sitting right
here.
here.
They parked right here. They were sitting down right here. He started walking towards them. The gentleman got up and started walking away. I guess he didn't want no problem. They never found nothing wrong. He wasn't doing anything wrong. The black officer tried to corner him off, ran and chased him and blocked him off. He said, man, I ain't did nothing. Don't touch me. The officer grabbed him and started choking him.
I saw it. Right there.
My suggestion is, if you want to make a complaint, you can call COPA. But obviously, I mean, it looks like the guy's under arrest for something.
What that something is remains to be seen. An officer needs to take charge of the situation and give the disgruntled witnesses a voice. They need for someone to listen and to feel that
We shouldn't have to make no complaint. It's already on body cam what he did wrong, bro. Y'all gotta handle that.
they've been heard. They should be given the option to fill out statements and potentially compose
bro.
formal complaints. Even if the complaints don't move forward, perception is everything, even so much as giving the witnesses business cards as a way to build trust. For now, officers clear the original scene and arrange to meet EMS at a more controlled location. However, not all of the officers go quietly, fanning the flames of unrest before leaving the area.
Oh, we come out thick. That's how we do. I'm just talking to the community, bro. That's it. I still love you, though. I still love you. I love you, Papa.
They trolling now.
All right, let's go. They just need attention. I don't want to give them attention.
Just a few blocks away, one of the officers waiting for EMTs to assess Leroy finally thinks to ask a rather important question.
We jumped. What y'all doing? I'm trying to see what y'all arrested for.
What's he arrested for?
They instantly started fighting.
But you don't know what you're arrested for?
On his ass.
Hey, no, hey, see my face, you do you see my face?
As we saw in the arrest footage, this isn't exactly true. It seems that the police are getting creative. Police chased Leroy down, and it was only after they laid hands on him that he began to flail.
If you don't know where to start in Top Heroes World, the Springland is a great place to start. There are low-level enemies in villages with
They started grabbing on Razor as soon as we walked up, grabbing his back, grabbing the back of his vest, pulling him away. We didn't even say.
This claim may be true. Conflict once again flares between Leroy and the officers while they wait for EMS. Even rookies are taught not
EMS, like, EMS still ain't came, bro. What if dude was shot or something?
to engage with a yelling detainee. While it would go a long way in the court of public opinion and among a jury when footage shows officers not engaging, this particular officer opens the door to the cruiser and confronts Leroy. His act is clearly unprofessional.
This the same dude that slammed him, shorty. He need to be fired. It's ASAP.
In addition, the backwards worn baseball hat wouldn't be a standard issued uniform item.
And he got his baseball hat. And he got his cap. The officer got his cap on backwards. He tweaking. He don't know what he want to be in life. Like, what point you trying to prove, buddy? What you trying to prove, buddy? Oh, that's not the same, dude. That's not the same officer. This one is.
Police already saw that Leroy had a phone during the arrest, the search, and when they initially placed him in the car.
Injuries from the takedown? Yeah. I see you. Yeah. Oh, Angelo Gray, 514-891-4. Angelo, I'm gonna sue all you. Angelo Gray, I'll do the job. Angelo Gray, I'm a searcher.
He over merchant.
Rain the rep, yo, Robinson on Long Park. What you think I want? I'm gonna get all you. Angelo Gray. Watch this.
Soon EMTs arrive to tend to Leroy's injuries. He's escorted out of the police car and into the ambulance while police decide who will accompany him to the hospital. Before getting underway, police take the opportunity to search Leroy again, but nothing incriminating has appeared in his pockets since the last time they checked. With that out of the way, they can finally head to the hospital. In addition to the scrapes on his face, Leroy was treated for injuries to his hands and wrists. There were also concerns about a concussion due to the force with which Leroy's head hit the pavement. While he has recovered physically, he's since come forward to say the encounter left him traumatized.
I don't understand why you still up.
What's up?
Why you still up?
Why am I still what?
Why the you still up?
Why am I still what?
You heard what I said.
It's a good question because you've certainly noticed Leroy still hasn't been told why he's under arrest. While the United States Supreme Court has held that it's good police practice to tell a suspect why they're being arrested when taken into custody, the Supreme Court has found no constitutional requirement to do so. Very few states statutorily require this in the United States. It's an exception far from the norm.
Patel 18129.
Damn sure gonna know. My lawyer come holler at y'all, you damn sure gonna know.
Cool.
You damn sure finna get y'all food.
Alright, that's good.
Like, you damn sure finna get y'all food. For tour.
Best of luck to you, buddy.
1829.
Best of luck to you, buddy.
Good luck.
I wonder what happened at the end because the officer's so confident that they ain't do nothing wrong. Still talking here to the very end.
200 down for the same. Got good.
To the very end, though.
Why you grab me like that? Why you grab me for though? I don't get why he touching me, bro.
When Leroy's arrest came under investigation, it seemed police had very little to say for themselves by way of explanation.
All right. We'll put everybody else as offenders that grabbed you. You know, we'll do that on the case report. We'll start head on. Yeah, the description or whatever. We'll get the camera. All right, head on in.
It's clear that the sergeant is aware the situation has been botched. The story officer settled on was that Leroy looked directly at the officers as they drove by, widened his eyes, and then walked away. It appears that Leroy was violently arrested for the serious crime of looking surprised. The official report went on to mention that police suspected Leroy might have had a gun when he reached for his pocket, but as they later discovered, all he could have been reaching for was his phone or glasses. It seems the real reason Leroy was stopped was simply a case of bullying or misuse of power. Leroy was charged with resisting arrest and aggravated assault against a peace officer. All charges were dropped a few months later, thanks to the body camera footage which proved Leroy was not the instigator. Leroy proceeded to sue the City of Chicago Police Department for personal damages, as well as to ensure this sort of situation doesn't happen again. He was ultimately awarded $195,000.
Why she got 195,000? For the police slamming him on his head. Please come slam me for no reason. Oh my God. I'm gonna show you the clip when I get done. Damn, he got 195. That's the easiest 195 you will ever make in your life. You better not tell nobody though. Everybody in the video gonna want some. Everybody in the video gonna want some of that money. Damn, he up off that. Oh, bro, whole time body cam, y'all.
Clearly, the situation should have been handled much differently. While police training has progressed over the...
But I feel like I would have gave the people in the video something, though, because they kind of helped out. They had his back. They were supporting him, and that caused the police to even act even worse. Because the police talking about he finna catch a body today. He tweaking.
Years, it must continue to evolve and grow with the times. De-escalation, implicit bias, and wellness of law enforcement officers are a few of the mandatory training programs officers must complete. In addition, they're now educated on reporting misconduct they see other officers committing. While officers like these should be a thing of the past, we still have
195,000? We're getting slammed by the police. His head was busted in the front. That's traumatic. That's crazy. Damn. That's the easiest way to get a motherfucker out the hood. Thank you, bro. That's a great way to serve our community.